The Vergas Show is brought to you by Vergas State Bank, your locally owned full-service bank.
With 2 locations in Vergas and Perham, make the right call. Call Hanson's, the most trusted name in plumbing and heating.
Spanky's Stone Hearth, casual fine dining on the shores of beautiful Rose Lake.
Hi, welcome to the Vergas Show. I'm Sherry Hanson. Thanks for joining me today on this beautiful spring day. It is spring, you know, it's getting nicer out, and so we're all happy with that. I'm with Jim Arvidsson today. Thank you for joining me, Jim.
You're welcome.
Jim is the Vice President of Community Relations with a publication called Senior Perspective. And I'm just really, like I told Jim when he first contacted me, it is a publication I was not familiar with, but I am, in just the few minutes that I have been perusing this and looking at it, it's one that I want to become familiar with.
Very good. Glad to hear that.
Yeah, it looks like it's really interesting. And so I guess what we're going to start out with, Jim, is first of all, tell me, what is the Senior Perspective publication?
Well, we like to describe it simply as good news for good folks.
Doesn't get much better than that.
That's right, exactly. And what we do is we try and get some stories from people throughout the area, human interest stories, people that have maybe done something extraordinary in their lives or done something for their community, things like that. And we also do some business stories for somebody that wants to tell about their business, how it started, what they do, how successful it's been, and also what they do for the community as well. The paper also offers up some recipes every month. We have a little humor in there. And of course, we also offer advertising and marketing opportunities too as well.
You know, I just, I'm really amazed with, it's like 2 sections. Like you said, you just went through everything that it does offer. But I think what I find, and you and I were just visiting about this, is there's a lot of interesting people out there, isn't there?
There is. No matter where you go, everybody has a story.
Everybody, yeah.
A story about their life, maybe their family or their community, or maybe something or somebody that they have visited with that they want to tell about.
Well, and also some helpful things. I mean, I think you look for things that, well, okay, let's back up just a little bit. So you're targeting the 40 and over, right?
That's right.
And not saying that the 40 and over is, you know, you're just totally senior, but I mean, I think what you've done is you've recognized that there's so much for the seniors to be doing.
Exactly.
And this is giving them some opportunities, some ideas.
Not only recreational ideas, things for people to do, but we also touch on health-related issues, something that may help them for something that they're looking for. We also offer up ideas on what they can do for their community, etc. So many interesting things that we can run into.
You know, who doesn't like just, I know we're in a computer world, and I've you know, just kind of surrendered to that, and that's good to a point.
That's right.
But I'll tell you, there's nothing better than sitting down and with a cup of coffee and opening up a newspaper and just going, you know, and just the feel of it, and just being able to find what you want.
We also like to refer to this as a clean paper.
Okay.
You will not find any politics in this publication. We don't point fingers at anybody. What we are doing is, like I said before, offering good news for good folks.
For good folks, yeah, and that is just, you know, I think we need more of that, don't we?
That's right.
Yeah,
That's
we
right.
we really do.
Yeah.
So your area, I see that this is called the Runestone Edition, and as we were looking at the map, you said you have about 190,000
readership. Yes. And we cover over 60 counties now.
Okay.
And basically an area from almost to Fargo to the cities, to North Dakota border and so on. And that area is broke up into 4 different regions. And like you just mentioned, we're in the Runestone area here in basically Ottertail County, but I also touch on several counties around that. And I live in Parkersburg. That's where I have my office, and then I reach out from there.
Okay, I know that you said that you're on a 4th generation farm.
That's
and
right.
So you bring the farming perspective to this.
Yeah.
Jim, if somebody would want to be able to, I know that you said this is a free publication.
Exactly.
Grab one and it's free. And so it's in some of your, I imagine, your community centers and
even banks too.
And even banks too? Okay.
But yes, convenience centers, health-related facilities, different places where you can find it. Pick a copy up. It's free. If you want it delivered, however, there is a subscription fee for that.
Okay, and but that is possible to have
Right.
it
Yep,
delivered
exactly.
directly to your home.
Yep.
Okay, say that a business wants to get into it, and not so much for advertising, but to, they've got some unique story to tell, or just some individual has. Like I was just looking at this, coloring groups are forming.
Right.
That's a craze right now.
Yeah,
the
exactly.
coloring thing,
Yep.
and how does somebody get into the publication?
Okay. First of all, you can reach out to me. You can reach me cell phone-wise at 218-639-5323, or email, of course, Jim Arvidsson at srperspective.com.
Okay, and if they've got their story that they want to tell.
That's right.
And just to give some ideas to some different people.
Exactly.
I noticed the recipe thing in here, and then you're holding a recipe book about it also. Tell me a little bit about that.
What we do is we take all the recipes that have come into us throughout the year.
But how do those recipes come to you? People just mail them in?
People just mail them
okay.
in. Exactly.
Family
yeah,
recipe.
yeah.
Oh,
And
doesn't
awesome.
get any better than
That's
that.
right. That's right. And once a year, then we compile those recipes into a cookbook. And that cookbook is usually available November, Thanksgiving time.
Sure.
Cost is very reasonable, only $4. And that, too, can be found at different locations in all the communities that we serve.
And set that up. Another thing that your publication does, it comes out monthly, like you said, and but twice a year you do something that is pretty near to my heart too.
Exactly, yes, and a lot of people absolutely love this. And that is what we call a Veterans Tribute. And twice a year, like you said, May for Memorial Day and November for Veterans Day, we also are looking for stories from somebody that has served our country so well. Maybe it's a family member, neighbor, whoever. And then, of course, we also offer some opportunities for you to give a tribute, whether through advertising or simply an organization that wants to say, we honor our veterans.
Right.
And it's just a great little thing, and people look for that every time.
With Memorial Day coming up, you never can be reminded enough of what those veterans have done for us.
That's right.
And so
That's right.
I just, that just really says a lot that your publication is doing that.
Exactly.
How did it get started? We've got a couple minutes here.
All right.
Tell me a little bit how it
The paper
got
was started in 1993 as just a local paper, kind of not very big readership at all, but it started to grow and gained popularity. The current owner bought it in 2003 and has grown it to what we have now with over 190,000 readership.
And it's located in Glenwood, Minnesota.
Yep, main office is in Glenwood, Minnesota.
And where in Vergas would I be able to pick one of these up?
We're going to make sure it's available at the bank from now on.
Okay, that sounds
but
good.
also sometimes gas stations, convenience stores, health-related facilities, a drugstore, sometimes even a hardware store or a lumber yard, different places that maybe have reached out to us and said they would like to have it available there.
Certainly.
I don't know exactly those locations today, but I certainly could get that to you.
Well, certainly, and if you're watching this and you want to contact Jim or myself, I've got your contact information. Yes. We can certainly get those papers there because, like I said, anytime you can just have some good, clean paper that you can be looking at that has some information and some human interest stories, but also some tips. You just can't help but want to have that in your hands.
Exactly.
All right. Well, Jim, I really appreciate you bringing the Senior Perspective information to us so that we know that it's out there.
Glad we could do that.
I'm glad that you're working for a company that is doing that and giving those ideas to our seniors and all these other different things. And if you have a story that you want to share, if you've got some kind of interesting thing that you do or how to do or that's been done, if you have that recipe that you want to get into that recipe book, Jim is the guy to contact, and Senior Perspective is the place to get it in.
We look forward to it.
All right. You have a good day in Vergas.